What they do, y'all. How y'all doing out there?
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hopefully you all had a productive week, right?
Yes.
And as you can see, we back with another one.
Listen.
We back, T.
We're back. 2023, the first Friday of the year.
Let's drop some gems for 2023.
2023. Listen, we made it.
Right, we made it.
We survived. We
Facts.
still breathing.
Still breathing.
Hello, and we see another day.
Seen another day.
All right.
And so we back with another one. We was back with a spicy one today.
Hey, we coming raw. Is it raw?
Raw and full of fat.
Hello, I'm on fire. Like I'm over here. Hey, DP, like write it down. He said just write it down.
Let's go.
Like just go. I'm like, you know what? Let's just go.
All right, so Aces and Jules, we're back with another one. And today what we're going to talk about is being selfish for self.
Hey, for yourself.
Being selfish for self.
I should have had a mirror right here in front of me so I could just talk to myself. Oh, for this one right here, girl, just talk to yourself.
Right.
Hello.
All
right now.
What they do. This your boy DP.
This your girl T.
And we're the Gemini Gems, representing for the Geminis across the world, giving our own Miami perspective.
For sure. So
you can follow us on all podcast platforms at Geminis-Gems.
Also follow us on Instagram, Geminis_Gems, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Geminis Gems.
Hey, make sure you like, follow, you comment, and you subscribe. Yes. And make sure when you type it in, it's Geminis with the S, Gems with a Z. And what we do, T?
Drop them gems.
Drop them gems. So we back, right? Being selfish for self.
Be selfish!
I'm going to drop one for you, T.
Listen, it's serious. It is serious. Like, we have to set we have to set the foundation.
Gotcha.
We have to set the tone.
Gotcha.
Like this 2023.
Gotcha.
You know, life is about growth. Life is about, God damn it, going back to F your feelings. Not in a negative way.
Right.
It's just to reprogram what you know. You got to apply it.
Right.
Got to apply it. And keep going. And now we're like, look, hey, I'm like, you know, I want to look good today.
Right.
I need a new change. I need to show people who I am.
Right.
Most know who I am now.
Right.
But I need to keep.
T done ordered 7 dresses.
What? Listen, I counted it. It's actually 11.
Oh my.
It's actually 11. When you was gone
T.
just quickly, I was like, let me just look at my wardrobe. And guess what?
Gosh.
I have not done that for myself.
That's what's up.
And a good little minute.
Right.
And I said, do you have it? Hell no. But guess what? If I'm able to sacrifice for others, and of course it's my loved ones, my kids, family, I get it. But 2023.
Right.
I'm putting a mirror on who? Me. On me. On me. I can't see nobody else. And it's like, what's wrong with that? Nothing.
Right.
Absolutely nothing. And I'm learning, no. And it's just, people need your time. People need your energy. But when you give it away to others so much, it is not in a bad way. It's just because I'm a giving person. Mm-hmm. And it's like, T, if you could give to so many people every single day, why you can't be consistently to give to yourself every single day? Mm-hmm. And you never know where life can take you. If you really be consistent and give the same amount of love and respect to others, I deserve it for myself. So guess what? I'm doing it for me. So when y'all hear me? No. You want to go somewhere? No. Can you do this for me? No. Can I have this? No. Right. It's just going to be no. And it's not in a bad way. It's just, and I'm back in school. School about to start. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm back in school. I was like, oh, girl, you a junior. Mm-hmm. You showing progress. When I saw that and my advisor said, congratulations, Miss Young, I was like, what now? What happened? What? You a junior? I'm a junior?
Okay.
What?
That's what's up.
Like, congrats. I need to be the example for what? My 2 kids.
Right.
And guess what? No.
So T,
Come back. Come on back.
right?
Come on back.
So let's get down to the nitty gritty.
All right, let's go.
What is the reason, right?
Okay.
For being selfish, right? Before you start to go and explain, right? Let's try to break it down for the folks that don't know where this is coming from.
Okay.
So we're not using this as a negative.
No.
Being selfish is kind of negative. You do things like a baby, right? Being selfish, nagging because you cannot have your way, right? So we laying the foundation.
Okay.
Right? So the being selfish is coming from the fact that you put out to others, for others,
right?
The job, the boyfriends, the girlfriends, right?
Servant leaderships.
You get what I'm saying?
Anything.
As well as kids.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
But sometimes we never sit back and say, well, let me do this for me.
Right.
Let me focus on what I need to focus to make this higher, like this next level change.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And do not invest in ourselves, like, because like the type of person I am, I do give out a lot, but it's hard to replenish myself because no one comes in and starts to, okay, do you need help?
Right.
Are you okay? You get what I'm saying? And it sometimes it's the small things
of course
that allows you to re-energize, right?
Yes.
So this is the reason for coming from that. So let's expound on it from that point. T, what brings you to the point to be selfish for self?
I want to see growth, meaning growth in career-wise growth.
Okay.
I'm 35 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, I should know that. We in the 30s, right? Like mid-30s. As bills increasing, I need my finances to increase.
Facts.
I need everything to increase. And when you really give out so much to others, it could be, again, your timing. It could be finances, financial. It could be whatever it is you give to others. And like you said, if you don't replenish that back to you, you're at E. So the same people who, and not to say they're milking, but the same people who's receiving so much from you. And it's not that I'm expecting it in return. I don't really expect anything from anyone, to be honest. When it comes to expectations, I'm not expecting you to duplicate what I'm giving out. I'm not. But it's just a simple fact that you don't think to sit back and say, you know what? The story you told me about the napkin. Like, you know what? Let me just have this sitting right here available for you. You turn around and be like, what? Oh, thank you.
Right. So
without me asking.
Right. So where that comes from, so you all don't know, right? So that comes from when my mom was helping me with my son. And it was nothing she did big, right? So it was nothing monetary, right? She didn't pay a bill or she didn't do anything. All she did was, I was dealing with my son and my mom ended up putting a napkin in place because she knew I would have needed it, right? And it wasn't for me to ask her to get the napkin. It was there. It's having that support system around you that will do things, let's say incognito, right? For you, so that you can finish whatever you're trying to finish or accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish without making noise, right? Because some people are attention seekers, right, where they have to announce that, oh, I put the napkin down, or I gave you the bottle of water, or I'm the one that was rubbing your shoulders when your shoulders, was hurting, right? Or you were stressed for that day. But no, actually, it's sometimes it's the person that moves in silent is the one we first don't pay attention to, one. But the person in silent is the one that helps you, and when they help you to a next level, help you accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish, right? So that's what the napkin, what you was pulling from with the napkin, what you was talking about, right? So, telling people, no, you mentioned that, right? That you cannot. So I'm going to tell you what happened to me from last year to this year. I was thinking about myself and how I do not invest in myself enough. So I ran into one of my brother's friends when I was in North Carolina not too long ago. And he has a daily let's say a daily devotion.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
And I'll call it that. So in his daily devotion, he reads the scripture as well as all the notes, mental notes that he has to think of throughout the week. And he looks at it every day. He reads it every day. It's a bit long list.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? He has to stroll.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure he doesn't take a whole 4 hours to read everything line by line because you can skim over it, right? You're kind of used to it.
Right.
But what I took from that was I need to do that, right? I need to have something in place every day to keep me focused, keep me built up for myself.
Yes.
Right? So being selfish for self is sometimes taking time for yourself to increase yourself, right? Your knowledge,
yes,
your mental, your spiritual, your mental, your emotional, your financial. You get what I'm saying? Learning how, whatever craft that you wanted to pick up, anything that you was inspired to do, you need to practice on it every single day.
Hello, facts.
If you take 18 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour for yourself, not just sitting back mentally thinking about it, right? But actually doing the activity.
Right.
And one thing I love about my brothers and I, that once we come into that knowledge, our minds is on it, you know, and not just being reactive to the situation, but also proactive, meaning that I'm going to sit up there and I'm going to do something about it. So what I did was I pulled out my old covenant folder that God gave me years ago, and I started to look at it. And I started to say, well, I should have been reading this every single day for when I made it to this point, not knowing where I would have been if I would have stayed focused. Speak on that, T.
So a colleague of mine this week, and I want to share this, and we need to share with others too, right?
Right.
So it's something that's called YearCompass.
Okay.
And so with the YearCompass, 20 pages, I have not completed the 20 pages, but basically it's getting you prepared for the year. So you're going to write down all of your thoughts, all of your dreams, how you're going to accomplish them. And at the end of the year, you're going to, after you finish the 20 page, you're going to lock it up. Don't look back until December 31st or January 1st, whatever you decide, and really see if you accomplish that. And it gets you to get ready. What happened in the past year? It asks you, this is what my last year was about. So what do you see what's going to happen in your future? Like, first you have to think about all of the things you did. Like you said, what was your past year habits? Because also when it comes to being selfish, you need to build those habits that, you know what, this is only for you. So now that I'm learning, like, my habit is to give so much for others. And I'm not always, because we can't point at fingers at others. So I had to put the mirror in front of myself, like, so, but what are you doing wrong?
Exactly.
How can you change? And you know what? In a positive way for me to change, I need to change my habit to be selfish.
Right.
Selfish for my time, selfish for my money, selfish for my growth, selfish for me to look good. If I want to get dressed 24/7 before I step out the door, like, you know what? Take the time out for yourself and really just do it. But we have to break the bad habits and change those bad habits into habits that, you know what, for you to be selfish. Because what we're saying, it can get done, but it won't get done overnight because we still in our habits. It could be the eating habits, whatever freaking habits. But when it comes to the self-love, and it was a question probably stirring away from the self, but I'm going back. You asked what was the reason? I think that was one of the questions. What was the reason? One of the reasons for me to be selfish for myself outside of the growth is I want to be the example. Because I have 2 kids who's looking at me every single day. Outside of the social media. The devices, all this bull crap ain't going nowhere. But in reality, what is mommy doing?
Right.
You know, fathers love them. Hey, they're there, but they see me every single day. So guess what? I'm still in school. Every day you will see me being consistent of being there, available to them. And it's just like you have to be the example. So my reason is because I want to be the example for my kids, not the streets, not social media, not this YouTube channels with all these creativity. Hey, I see it, but when I actually look at the goddamn YouTube, the crafting, what the kids watch, it's like, wow. But hey, they there. But I just wanted, that was one of the reasons why I want to be the example.
So you also have to say you're doing something for yourself, right? With being selfish, you're doing it for me. And it's okay for doing it for you. You have to work out, let's say the Bible says you have to work out your own soul salvation, right? So sometimes you have to work out your own, let's say, clarity, you know what I'm saying, in life. And it's funny to me because we don't think about, it could be the simplest thing that can bring the greatest solution, right? If you want a solution out of a problem or whatever, let me not say whatever, to get on point. You want a solution out of a problem, and that problem may be a mental state that you're in. You're probably in a, let's say, in a mood that you don't constantly want to be in. You have to consciously make a decision each and every day to say, well, okay, I want to get out of this rut. I don't want to stay here because I want to grow. Because of my situation, no one is putting into me. I don't want to stay stagnant. I want to grow. So what I have to do is I have to do a daily devotion, right? Or I have to, what you mentioned with the putting in the card.
Yeah.
What is
Which
called?
card?
Putting in the card, and then you look at it for like your goal. What you just mentioned.
The YearCompass?
Yes, the YearCompass, right? You put that down. You get what I'm saying? To use as an example. So you use these type of tools in order to get where you want to go, right? So you have to realize that you're doing something for yourself, right? You are built like that. You're moved like that. You're moved like that. Like another example I can use is if you want a better job, right? And you don't work on a different type of skill, right? How are you going to move to a better? How are you going to get a better job? You even try it out. You know, you don't even see what it's about. You don't even look into it. You know, if you don't do anything, and I want to explore this real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Right? When you come home, you don't have time to do it. And that's what happens, right? You come home, you got to cater to your husband.
The whole household.
The wife, right? You have to cater to the kids. You get what I'm saying? You got to cook. You got to clean. You have to go and run errands throughout the day, right?
Basketball, volleyball, homework.
Right. So
whatever.
So what tends to happen is you get lost in the sauce.
Yes.
Right. You get lost in the daily errands and activities of doing for others.
Yes.
Picking up the phone when the person is calling. So you'll say, well, how do I have time? Right. And when you say that, what you have to think about is you have to make the time.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
So with making time, the time is when you're driving from one end, you know, you're driving from your job to your home, right? Or when you're driving from, let's say, from the home to the store. What I found out is we do have time. We just don't make time to do whatever we need to do, but we do what we want to do, right?
Yeah.
So what we should start doing is indulging ourselves into that career. You know, okay, I want to become an accountant. You know, let me watch some accounting channels on YouTube and let me listen to the terminology. Right?
School too?
Or that's what I'm saying, in between time to build you. First, I'm starting from root one. Okay. Right? And then you can enroll in school. Okay. You get what I'm saying? That everybody has to know you in school from this time to this time. Right. You get what I'm saying? Got you. So you're starting from root one and then you're starting to build, as well as and we also we making a lot of excuses, right? And with those excuses, we end up, I can't do it because I don't have the time, or no one makes time for me, or whatever we may conclude, right? But you have to say, I have to do this for me. Facts. If you wake up every day and say, I gotta do this for me, I think that's the stepping stone. What you gotta say, T?
I'm learning to say, I have to do this for me. Got you. And it's that simple. Whatever, like, don't overthink it. What Nike said, just do it. Just do it. Like, I went to work early this morning. And I was like, oh, shoot. Hey, DP said, let's go. And I'm just like, everything has to stop. Because in my head, I got 50 things to do. But guess what? I'm learning. No, I got to do it. I have to do it.
Right.
And another reason is when it comes to the health, one of my goals this year, and I don't have too many goals, but when it comes to goals, one of my goals for 2023 is to be more healthy. It could be the mental state. I kind of tapped into that more in 2022, but along with being selfish, you can let go of the unnecessary stress because you're trying to please everybody. And when you try to please everybody, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. And it's like, at the end of the day, you cannot please everybody. But when you be selfish for yourself and you saying yes to yourself, you're pouring in happiness. You're pouring in peace. You're pouring in, your growth. You're pouring in leveling up. You just pouring in every single thing that, you know what? I don't need this medication. Why? Because you're putting yourself first and you don't have that unnecessary stress or, oh my God, that I didn't accomplish this goal or this hasn't been completed. It will get completed.
Exactly.
If you keep putting yourself first.
Right.
So for me, being selfish, another benefit is my health is going to be better because even some substances that I used to do, hey, I'm going on almost a month and I'm like, hey, I'm applauding myself because my mental state and me coming back to T, girl, you know who you are. You know where you're going. You got to do this. And by me being selfish with my time, by me saying yes more to myself instead of yes to others, it's also going to help me health-wise. And just know that it works. It works. And all this that we doing, I need to reserve my time and energy because by the time we get 60, 70, 80, my daughter already told me. She said, one, I ain't living with her. She said, two, I'm going into a nursing home. And it's like, okay, I'm glad you being honest to let a sister know. So I need to reserve all of my strength, all of my energy, all of my time, all of my money to where I will still be okay, honestly, if my kids or grandkids don't want to take care of me. I'm gonna be okay.
Right.
And that's my plan for me to move forward.
Right.
That's my long-term goal.
Your son ain't gonna allow that to happen.
And my son not. But I want to be the burden on him.
You won't.
I won't.
You won't. But let's talk about this real quick.
Go ahead.
What we have to also look into is stop looking for the applause. Not saying we shouldn't receive it, but let's stop looking for the applause.
Facts.
Right? To be recognized and to be singled out to be like applauded. You know, simply. Right. So we need to focus on. I remember my brother was starting something. My baby brother, he was starting something, and I told him, I said, "What if no one supports? Would you still go through with it?" He's like, "Yes." I said, "You really got to think about that." Because sometimes some people are not, and we're gonna go a little bit deep.
Go ahead.
Some people will not applaud you. You know, some people will not support you.
Facts.
Right?
Yeah.
Even in your own home, they will not. Right? But will you still go? And that's when we need to find the tenacity within ourselves in order to move forward. Right? We need to find the applause within ourselves. Right?
Yeah.
And activate it. Right? Yes. Don't let it stay dormant, but let us move forward in it.
Right.
As you clap at yourself. That's why you have to say, I'm doing this for me. You did a good job today. And not to be arrogant or prideful or just to be self-centered. You get what I'm saying? You kind of, yes, you want to be selfless, but you still have to be selfish. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So what we need to kind of point out and look at sometimes is not being applauded. When our subscribers isn't getting on point, right? Are we going to continue? If the money doesn't come in, are we going to continue? You get what I'm saying? I'm talking about the channel, right?
Yes.
And what we need to realize is that we are. I say sometimes within myself when I'm recording or when I text you, I'ma still go forward. right? I'm gonna carry the load because I believe in us. I believe in the channel. I believe that we'll get where we need to go. So I'm gonna continue. You know, T is gonna continue whenever she catches up.
And he is so patient. So patient.
Right.
And that's where, like, even just to add, because this is reality, right?
Yeah.
And my brother DP, y'all, when I mean patient, you should look at a dictionary and see his face on the side, because it's nowhere in the hell. I can't do half what he does, period, when it comes to patience on that level. But it's going to pay off what we're doing, and it's not easy.
Right.
But we see the future, we see our success, and when I say the word success, I'm speaking to and for my unborn grandkids. I can't have no more kids. Don't want it. But the success that I'm doing is for the family legacy, that it is possible. And what we're doing is going to help others across the world, because we still got Germany listening in. Mm-hmm. We have so many other countries that are listening in, and thank you all. And it's just like, guess what? Destiny comes with time. Growth comes with time. And for me, T got to do her part. And that's when I need to keep tapping in. And that's how the conversation got started. Like, I'm slacking because I'm not putting T first. And all this creativity that's sitting on this platform with Geminis Gemz, I say, you know what? Enough is enough. So instead of talking, let me just be more action. And I was like, girl, get dressed and look good today. Mm-hmm. You know, do your little hair, look good. You know,
well,
boop, boop, bam.
1 out of 11.
You know, 1 out of 11. And it's not even it, because it just shipped out. The order just shipped out today. Crazy. So listen, and I'm like, girl, I did 11 outfits. They had a good sale.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, what he told me, T, 2023, January, we starting this. I'm looking like, what the hell I got to wear? Guess what? It's all right. I'm ready.
Right.
So I have to start with me. And then over time, it would just show the action, because, you know, words is words. Words are words, but actions speak louder than words. And I'm ready. I am ready.
Right.
I was happy when I ordered that.
Right. So also too, understanding with being selfish for self.
Okay.
That we have to navigate after applauding yourself, you have to realize how people move too. Mm-hmm. So one thing I had learned from this young lady that had a YouTube channel, that some people, and I shared this with you, but some people they see your potential, but they will not support. They will be your friends or your family members, and they will not support because they know your potential. They know that you can kind of poke to another level higher than where they can go, because they see how proactive you are.
But if you know, say us, right? Say a girl, say a woman, a lady like me, when I get there on that success level for where I want to be, you don't think I'm finna take you with me?
Well, that's the thing. People probably think you want, but to just speak of a mindset of why we need to be selfish is because people see the potential, will not support. That means that you shouldn't have to wait on the support from the people that surround you. You should keep it moving like a train.
There you go.
You get what I'm saying?
There you go.
So regardless of if they're not or they are, you get what I'm saying? You just keep it moving.
Keep it
right?
rolling.
Just learn how to keep it moving. Where you're not being stagnant because you're not receiving the support. You get what I'm saying? Right. And I believe this. God will always put a ram in the bush, right?
Yes.
He will always leave you with a piece of, let's say, goal to help you see the let's put it like this, the light at the end of the tunnel. He will always allow you to see the light. So if you keep focused and look, like, have that tunnel vision, as people say, and look forward, you will see that you will be able to get where you want to go.
And everything comes with time.
I agree.
Everything comes with time. So even if we have younger viewers, the listeners, middle age, all ages, it's just what we're saying is like a movement. And to be honest, EP, I just want to just thank you. Thank you for dragging us to 2022. Let me say from the start. Let me rephrase that from the start. And it's just now I really want to be that partner to where you be like, T, I knew you had it in you.
Oh, it's automatic.
I knew you had it in you. And you just patiently been waiting on the sister. But only thing I could do now is just show you with action, because we kind of lost a year and a half, whatever, because when we walking in 2 years. But the next 2 years, only thing I can do is just show you.
Yep.
And I want to show you.
Yep. And that's what we need to look for, action. Someone, I was talking to someone earlier this week, and they were going off of potential, right? Because we spoke on that. But we should not go off of any potential anymore. We should go off of straight action. If you show up, I know you about that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? If you don't show up and you talk about it, well, no, I'm pushing you to the side.
Yeah.
And this is how we begin to scale off the people that doesn't need to be on us. Like, you get what I'm saying? Let them jump ship.
Right.
Not us.
Not
right.
us. Facts.
Right. Let them go to the other side, or just jump off the ship to not even be there no more, so you can, because that was just dead weight you were carrying anyway.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
Luggage that you should have never brought on the trip in the first place, because everybody isn't there to be there at the finish line. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I got one thing.
Okay.
I don't know if this ties into it, but I was probably angry.
Say
and I was
it.
just writing it down
Say it.
to where when it goes back to you saying how people probably don't support, because I had a person in my life, loved them dearly, but it was like, I can't take you seriously. And the reason why, and what I took from that, is because you see the fun side of T most of the time, because we never really have to talk about business. It's always fun. So when you have mixture business with pleasure, it's hard for people to say, oh my gosh, I could take you seriously, because you always see the hype T. But now it's just like, when do people kind of just let it go? Let the past go. I lived my life. Were you there? You was a part of it? Yeah, most likely you were. But people still stuck on your past, or you being in the streets, or however that life could be, versus like, oh my gosh, I do see the growth. You know what? That part of her was still back then, because it's just now I flourish. I am a lady. I want to be a grown woman. Like Miss Taraji said. She said, I'm grown. And I'm like, good dang it, I can't wait to get grown. But it's a process that, guess what? Look, like, this is, I have to tap in that T. That's who you are. And who I am is a lady, okay? And I want to be a lady every single day when I walk out the door. And my colleagues be like, Miss T, why you always dress up? And where you going? You just coming to the office. Number one, you never know who you go see. Number two, I just want to look good for me, because I got a man. So it's not like I'm looking for anybody, but it's just I want to look good. I also want to look, sometimes I probably don't feel good, but why I gotta not look good because I don't feel good? No.
I agree.
You stay looking good. You stay getting dressed. You stay getting ready. Just stay ready.
Right.
All right. And that's what.
So out of what you were saying, I have three, and I want to start with this first.
Okay.
Being selfish for self, there is a process that you have to change the paradigm shift within your mind to know that you have to stop what you're doing and then transition to the next phase, or that transitional phase that you need to go through, right?
Yeah.
So that can be you getting up every day and doing your devotion, right?
Yeah.
To change the paradigm shift, right? And that's a process within itself, because you may start day one and the enemy may come in day 2, 3, 4, and 5. You get what I'm saying? But make sure that you just don't wait for Monday. You still can start Friday.
Yeah.
You still can start. Every day is a new day.
Facts.
Right? So, yes, tomorrow will never come.
Right.
Right? And yesterday was always in the past.
Facts.
It's right now. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
That you live in the moment.
Yes.
So that's a process within itself, and you got to understand there is a process which you may drop that down as well. There's a process. You get what I'm saying? The other one, I'm doing this for me, right? So let's go to another one. Letting things go in the past. Yourself. You have not succeeded or gotten to the level that you wanted to go to, right? So you want to say, you will say to yourself, man, I'm back in the day, man. I wanted to be a CPA.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I wanted to be an actress.
Yeah.
Or I wanted to become, the contractor. Whatever that may be involved in real estate is never too late. And I will always use this story, right? There was when I was in school years ago, there was an article came out, and I think the lady was 87 years old, either 87 or 92, and she had received her bachelor's. She was older in age, and someone was asking her. I read the article. Someone asked her, "Oh, what made you actually do it at this age?" She was like, "I set the goal in my life, and I never accomplished, and I wanted to do something for me."
Facts. I love that story. You told me that.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I encourage anyone, it's never too late at whatever age. There are business owners that started their successful business when they was in their 50s. They was in their 60s and 70s. You just have to go and navigate and say, well, if this person did it, I can do it too. But sometimes what they probably had to do was get over the hump of being selfish. I mean, being selfless, becoming selfless, right? Oh man, I always care about everyone. Being selfless, right? Always doing for other people, being selfless, right? And start to say, you know what? I want to be selfish in a more positive manner. Let me just do this for myself so I can help my family even more, right? So, and that's letting go the past, letting go whatever transpired in your past. Okay, yes, you were not able to go to school because you had the child when you was young, right? You had to take care of your mom or dad because they were sick when you was younger. Now here's the opportunity. They have may gone and passed, right? Or they may have been transitioned to, let's say, the nursing home. Harmony, right? Harmony. Right. So you probably be transitioned to the nursing home. Now it's time.
Yeah.
You probably was in a bad relationship where you was abused or you was held back, with males or females. You know what I'm saying? So you probably have had that past, and in that past, right? There's a nuance, right? So there's a new type of, let's say, atmosphere to look through, a new lens to look through it now, right?
Right.
So that you can accomplish this mission for yourself. And I think you need to focus on that as well. Okay, that was in the past, say that, right? As well as, I wrote down, putting yourself in the box. Stop putting yourself in a box. There's always room to grow, right?
Always.
Being selfish is allowing yourself to grow in this process, right? So you have to say to yourself, self, I'm not in the box.
I'm not in the box.
I'll drop a gem.
Facts.
For you saying it, right?
Hello.
So you're not in the box. You're not limited to anything. Sky is the limit. And this is real, right? I told somebody this last night. I said, if you want to be in a relationship and all you want to do is drink, smoke, and work.
Okay.
If that's your pedigree, right? If that's what you want to amount to, say that.
Right.
Know that.
Be real. Be honest. Yeah.
Live that.
Yeah.
Walk in that as though that is your truth.
Right.
And find somebody to walk in that with you.
A good match. Find your perfect match.
You get what I'm saying? So in that, don't limit yourself.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And we could break that down, but that'll be it for another time.
That's another time.
Right?
Yeah.
But don't place yourself in the box.
Right.
We can grow over time.
Yes.
You can go to another level.
Right.
You can exchange or change your atmosphere, right? You can exchange the bad for the good as well. You get what I'm saying? You can start to invest good in yourself You don't always have to invest negative. Oh, they are not gonna like this, or they're not gonna feel this way, or they're gonna feel some type of way about it. Oh well,
they gonna do it regardless.
Nobody. And one thing I used to say to myself, well, you ain't paying my bills.
Hello.
So you don't have nothing to say.
Hello.
You ain't helping me out. You don't have nothing to say.
Nothing.
You get what I'm saying? So don't place me in a box, and neither nor you should place yourself in a box.
Facts.
Go to you.
I love it. It's hard to go behind that. To be honest, like what else can I say? You just said it for the both of us. Like
Right.
you holding it down for the both of us. But like real talk, I will keep encouraging people to let go of your childhood.
Okay.
When it comes to, and it's, I don't want to sound so mean.
Say it.
Like everyone had a childhood, regardless if it was good or bad. Some worse than others, more trauma than others. But if you still holding on to that pain, to that guilt, to that, that unforgiveness, and you still stuck onto that little girl, that little boy, and you not looking in the mirror and be like, wow, I am a grown up. You grown up. But you still holding on to the past, and maybe you have someone who's still holding on to their past that's kind of blocking them to grow. We're also here to encourage, let it go. Let that young boy, let that young girl go in the bathroom after you finish listening to this so far. Go in the bathroom and say, wow, I am grown. How can I start today? And press your reset button just like that.
Well said, T.
And I just want to end it with that.
Well said. So there you have it, right?
All right.
Being selfish for self, right?
Hey.
So I'm your boy DP.
All right now.
This is my girl T.
Hey, y'all.
And we Gemini Gemz.
Yes.
That's Geminis with the S, Gems with the Z. And what we do, T?
Hey, y'all, we dropped them gems.
We dropped them gems.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Come
Year.
on, y'all.
Hey, that's the energy we on this year.
Hey, this is the energy. Hey, listen, I can't wait. I don't want to sing my song, but all right. Can't wait. Hey, can't wait. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, y'all. Y'all
See
take care.
ya.
Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, all right?
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
All right, y'all.